Hello, my name is XONEVANT. Today is Thursday, April the 24th, and this is your Daily Dose. So what if Watch Dogs sucks? What if it's just not a good game, right? And I think that Watch Dogs, I don't think it can be just a good game. I think it has to be an excellent game just because of the way that they have marketed this game. You know, it's been trying to come out for a long time. They've pushed back the date saying that they're gonna have that quality that we're looking for, and I'm certainly hoping for as a gamer. You guys know me, I want quality, baby. But what if it's not? What if it ends up being a bad game? And when I say bad game, I'm judging it on the fact that they have, in a way, they've raised the standard, right? Because they've said, hey, we're gonna be pushing out quality. So what would have been an average game, right? Let's say it would have came out months ago, would have been an average game. Now that you've kind of raised that standard on what you're about to put out, now your average game is actually downgraded because you've put such a high expectation on it, right? So are gamers going to judge it on that fact alone, or are they just going to look at it as if it's a game and judge it just by that? I think, at least for me personally, I'm going to judge the game based on the fact that they have told me that they delayed it the first time to bring me absolute quality. And that's what I'm going to judge it on, the quality that they've promised me. So in my mind, at least as a consumer, as a gamer, this particular game has to be near about perfect. You see what I mean? And when I say perfect loosely, you guys hear me, right? I'm talking perfect as in no game-breaking bugs, you know, very little glitches whatsoever, very sound story, very sound gameplay, etc. Because that's what they've marketed it to be. So if they can't deliver me that as a gamer, I'm gonna be let down. Now let's look at it in a bigger sense right here, right? This is the game. Watch Dogs is the game that's coming out on this generation that's for everything, right? It's not just a PlayStation exclusive. It's not just an Xbox exclusive, which is kind of what we've had out, you know, so far with both of these consoles. I mean, we've had, you know, games like Assassin's Creed and that sort of stuff, but I don't really consider those to be next-gen games, even though they did come out on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And then you've had games like, you know, Rise, Son of Rome, but that's only on Xbox. And then you've had games like Infamous Second Son, but that's only on PlayStation. But Watch Dogs is that first game of this generation, that heavy hitter that's going to be for everybody to play, regardless of what console you're on. You see what I mean? And the whole fanboy war that's been going on since the beginning of the year between whose consoles is better and all that kind of stuff. You know, people's been saying, oh, the Xbox One's exclusives is better than the PlayStation 4 exclusives, yada, 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 back and forth. But this game is the divider, baby, because no matter which console you have, the game is either going to be good or it's going to be bad. Now, all the major news outlets have been reporting that they've actually played the game. They've played parts of the campaign, they've played parts of the multiplayer, and I've read a couple of articles, and a lot of them are saying the same thing. Hey, it's good, we're having a fun time with it, but we don't feel like it's going to be able to hold our attention for a very long period of time. Just about every article out there is saying that it's falling into the same trap that most open world games have, where it just becomes super redundant, very repetitive, and some of these news outlets have even said it's flat out boring. Now on the flip side, they've also had very positive things to say about it. Like there's certain innovative features you can do. You can hack in the stuff and go into this weird world where you're like a spider and you're just roaming around, you know, destroying everything in the city. That stuff seems appealing, but even at that, they're saying that it's more of a novelty and that it still isn't that solid gameplay mechanic that they think can hold players' attention for a very long period of time. Not to mention that it is made by Ubisoft, and they tend to follow the exact same formula with every single game they come out. You know, there are times when certain franchises will follow the same formula over and over and over again, and I think that's actually okay. But when you start making, you know, new IPs, various IPs that still adopt the same formula, is that something that we want to really have as gamers? Now, to me, the Assassin's Creed formula is actually pretty good. I like the Far Cry formula as well. I like that, you know, open world system where there are places in the map where I can go to access, and then all of a sudden I have that big broad picture of what the world around me looks like, and then I can go do another one, just like in Assassin's Creed with the viewpoints and things of that nature. I kind of like that. It does get a bit repetitive, but it's not necessarily a bad mechanic. But do we just want to see Ubisoft keep churning out new IPs with the exact same player mechanics? Because that's exactly what the Watch Dogs franchise looks like to me. It just looks like a reskinned version of a game that we've already played. But then the flip side to that argument is that Assassin's Creed sells a ton of games. I think the last report I heard was Gaming Arcadia HD. You actually put a video out the other day, and he was saying that it was 70+ million copies of this game sold. So I don't know, maybe that formula can cross over into other IPs and keep us interested, right? My big argument with Watch Dogs from the beginning has always been, will it innovate? I'm sure it's going to be a sound game. I'm sure it's going to be a fun game, but is there going to be any innovation there at all? And based on the early articles that I'm reading and things that I'm seeing online, it doesn't look like there's that much innovation. It just simply looks like a reskinned version of Assassin's Creed. But I like Assassin's Creed, so I can't say that that's necessarily a bad thing. And obviously I'm gonna have to wait to play the game to see what I really think about it. So I'm not counting it out just yet. Like I'm not saying it's gonna be a bad game. I'm not saying it's gonna be a great game. I just hope it doesn't suck, right? I hope it's a sound game. I hope it doesn't come out with a ton of bugs. I hope it's at least to a level of quality that they said it was going to be. I hope it's polished, right? I think all the other things I can kind of overlook, but it needs to be a certain level of quality because they've presented it that way. And if it is, I think it could totally revolutionize the way that developers and publishers put out games. I think they'll say, hey, we do need to wait to make certain games available to the public. We do need to get that polish correct. But if it sucks, it's not just going to suck for the PS4 gamer. It's not just going to suck for the Xbox One gamer. It's not just going to suck for the PC gamer or the Wii U gamer a little bit later on. It's going to suck for the whole industry. And I think that mark on the industry is going to ring a whole lot louder than any Xbox One exclusive or PS4 exclusive could ever do.